Guy, and I am presenting my project Ajax, which is my submission for the 2022 MatchBox DAO Cairo Starknet Hackathon. First of all, huge shout out to the entire team for putting this on. I had an insane amount of fun doing this hackathon. I thought it was just out of this world, and everybody involved did a great job. So, to orient you on Ajax, Ajax is a command line game that allows users to interact with Cairo smart contracts in something very similar to Dungeons and Dragons. If anybody's played that, we'll do a quick overview of some of the files we'll be talking through. We'll be talking through the contracts, the SRC, and then the actual README. Welcome to Ajax. Ajax is a text-based adventure game that uses the power of the command line and the Rust Starknet RS library to create a simple interface for interacting with Cairo smart contracts. Users upload their wallet and keys and then create a character. This character is deployed as a Cairo smart contract. When players enter battle, the player interacts with enemy smart contracts and is able to do damage with each other through those smart contracts. Going over to the main code, this is my main.rs. This is a Rust file that uses the Starknet library. I'm a huge fan of that library. I think he's done great jobs with that. Here is my main contract. One thing to note, these are actually hard-coded values. Something that I ran into while building this project is there's a pretty significant delay between deploying the contracts and them actually being live on testnet. So if I were to do this again and re-architect it, I would definitely have all the contracts be live at the start of the game by having the players actually deploy the contracts. Going down, you can see the actual pub, the game function, which has the actual game logic, some of the actions players can take: walk, meditate, summon a god, which we'll see in the actual game walkthrough in a minute, and the core logic. Then we also have the battle logic down here, which is very similar, except each selection is a actual contract call that affects the player's or the enemy's health. Moving over to the actual Cairo code, there are three main contracts here. The first is hero.cairo, very simple smart contract, two storage variables, damage and health, a constructor, which is sets the hero's initial health, a couple functions to set damage and health, and then a take damage function that reduces the hero's health, and then we have a couple functions to actually view how much damage they do and how much health you have. Moving over to the enemy Cairo, this .cairo, this is a very similar contract. In fact, it's the exact same, just a different name and different contract address. Battle.cairo is the main logic of this game itself. We use the Zorishiro address or interface, which generates a pseudo-random number. We have the actual iHero contract, iEnemy contract right through here, which is the interface for interacting with your hero and enemy smart contract. A couple different view call functions to get basic information. And then most importantly, we have the hero attack and enemy attack that leverages that random interface to do damage to the hero and do damage to the enemy. Okay, those are the main contracts. That is the main code. Let's run through and see how it actually works. To start the program, we're going to do cargo run and enter your private key. So this needs to be abstracted away, but for now we are just entering a testnet private key and address, like so. Boom. Hello, Ajax. Welcome to the most exciting game of your life. You are standing on a vast desert with two suns in the sky. What would you like to do? You can either walk, meditate, or summon a god. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to walk. You walk forward into the desert. A giant phoenix flying low over the desert spots you. So here we have the actual phoenix's address on Starknet. The giant phoenix sweeps down towards you. You draw your spear and ready yourself for battle. So what would you like to do? Throw a spear, raise your shield, and defend, summon a god. We're going to throw a spear. Wait for that call to go through. And then boom, we have the transaction results. This is the hash of the actual transaction, what happened. And then you have the results. You throw a spear into the phoenix's side. I assume, the phoenix dies, game over. And that is the game. So obviously there's a ton of functionality that needs to get added to this, but I had an insane amount of fun working on this. Really stoked about the entire Starkware ecosystem. Insanely excited about writing smart contracts in Cairo. I found it to be way more intuitive than I thought it would be, and super excited to continue doing awesome work with MatchBox DAO. So thank you for checking out this video. Really appreciate all the hard work from everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of Ajax.